Hello everyone, Osak here, again coming to you on December the 30th, 2024 from San Antonio. And this video is going to be about this little baby right here, which is the Colt Police Positive chambered in 38 Special. This is one of the first ones, having been made in 1914, believe it or not. Look how good a condition this is. This is in very good condition, and the guys at the shop where I took delivery, where I did the transfer through, said they've never seen one in this age in this good a position, in this good a condition. You can see here that the barrel markings, if I can get that to show up for you. Okay, actually reads Police Positive 38 Special. On the barrel side, on this side, the top, it has the usual information about the company and patents, and then of course you see the rampant Colt on the back there. See if I can get that. There we go. Shows up really well right there. And on this side, basically it's clean. There's nothing over here as far as any markings. Okay, all the markings are on top and on the side of the barrel. Okay, and this little beauty does have the original hard rubber grips, and they're such nice condition that I thought maybe they were, replacements, because you can get these style of grips, if you will, from like vintage grips. But I took them off, and these are original grips. I don't know if they're exactly original to the gun or not, but they fit exactly perfect. There's absolutely no overlap, or it's not proud anywhere. It's like they were made for the gun, and I think these are original grips, and they're really in great condition. Also, just by the the looks and the condition of the little fair rules here, or whatever you want to call the little metal placements here, those are correct for the time, and of course the whole design and everything is correct as well. You can see it has Colt, and then the C. And that's just the flourishes it has on it. Really great condition. There's a little bit of wear on the muzzle, but this is one unlike my other Colt official police that I have, which definitely looks like a duty gun. This one looks like it might have been bought, maybe shot a little bit, cleaned, and put in the sock drawer and kept there for a long time. It's got, like I said, just a little bit of muzzle wear at the muzzle. Like maybe it was in and out of a holster a little bit, but not much. And there's just a slight bit of wear on the front of the cylinder. So it's like I said, it's one that looks like somebody purchased and kept. You can see it's clear here. I always clear my weapons before I show them. Okay. And this little puppy, man, I tell you, it's just it's in perfect condition. It locks up perfectly. You'll notice when it's at rest like this, there's just a slight bit of wobble. But when that hammer's pulled and it's traveling down, this is locked up like a bank vault. That's what you want. That's how you tell if it's got good lockup or not. And the timing is really perfect on it. So I don't think it's been shot all that much. I did take it to the range to shoot it here recently. Because that's how I am. I shot it with my hand loads. These are, of course, standard pressure, lead semi-wad cutter, 158 grain, and these are going about 900 feet per second out of this pistol, and which is like the top level standard pressure. So they're not target loads or anything. But this is in very, very good condition, and they did heat treat the steel. It's made specifically for 38 Special. The models they had that were chambered for 38 Smith & Wesson and 32 Smith & Wesson, or I'm sorry, they would have called them Colt, Long Colt, 38 Long Colt, and I think 32 Colt, like new Army Colt or new Service Colt, something like that is what they called their cartridges. They're exactly the same as the Smith & Wesson cartridges. They just didn't want to call them Smith & Wesson cartridges chambered in their guns. That's how it was back then. So, but they came out with this, and they stretched the frame and made the cylinder slightly longer and larger, for the 38 Special, so it would chamber that. Because the shorter cartridges, the frames were back just a bit. They were about maybe that much shorter. It was just enough to where the 38 Special would be poking out of the end, and it wouldn't work. They would go in, they go into the cylinder, but you couldn't close it. And of course, this is a Colt, so you pull back on the cylinder release, and that allows it to come out. As you can see here, it spins freely and is in really good condition. The face of the revolver is in very good condition. Back here is what I'm talking about. Okay, that's not all marked up. It's been shot, it's been used a little bit, but not extensively. And of course, the back of the cylinder is in really good condition as well. You can just see where it's just worn from being open and shut primarily. Forcing cone is in really great shape as well. And as you can see, it's fixed sights, and they are the typical little pinch type sights they had back then. Can't get it lined up. Sorry, I'm doing a bad job of lining the sights up. Anyway, it's a very fine sight. These were intended for point and shoot, and for mostly close work, police work. I think when they first came out with these, they were intended to provide basically the office folks, etc., with a revolver, and they weren't really intended for duty work out in the street on the beat. But they became so popular, and when they became available in 38 Special, the beat cops really liked how light they are. Because I've got my Colt official police here. This is the one that was designated for duty work. But if you look at these side by side, see if I can get a good comparison here. You can see that the Colt official police is a much beefier and heavier revolver. Okay, and so the weight savings that they would get with going with the police positive was significant. And when you got to carry this around all day, that was a big thing. And a lot of times the police officers back then had to purchase their own weapons as well. And I think these were maybe a little bit less expensive on top of being lighter. And they still fired the full power, duty ammunition. And so there was no loss there, and it's a 4-inch barrel, so you've got that as well. And so and their triggers are great. They're a little bit smaller on the frame, so if you had smaller hands, this would have been really nice that way as well. And of course, it's double action and single action. And being a Colt, the single action trigger is superb. It's a almost like they say, the glass break. It's just like that. So Smith & Wesson had nothing on Colt for that's for sure. And of course, you can see the ejector rod is unprotected. It just floats out here. That's how these models were at that point in time. And again, they made these for a long time. I mean, my Colt official police was from 1963, and they made them past that as well. And these went way up, into the 80s, I think, or something like at least 70s. When they stopped making this particular model. I think they made another one with a shrouded ejector after that or something, but it wasn't exactly like this. They made them a long time. Colt really went after the police market. These initially came out kind of intended for the military, and then they switched over to the police and really started marketing heavily towards law enforcement. And they really did a good job, because these were kind of the standard law enforcement for many, 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 many years. And of course, Smith & Wesson, with their military and police, also had a significant showing there, and probably ended up getting more of the business later. So anyway, but a great little revolver. I did have it to the range. I'll go ahead and stick a picture of the target at I believe that's at 10 yards is what I'm showing you there. And shot very well. It did shoot a little to the left, and that's primarily, I think, because of the smallishness of the grips and the fact that my finger goes through a little bit further than normal. But I know, and so what I'm getting at is I think I was pulling it that way a little bit. Me doing that, I think mechanically it's shooting right on. And that was with these hand loads, 158 grain, 900 feet per second, which should have been pretty close to what they were shooting at that time, maybe a bit faster. And but anyway, it shot really well, functioned perfectly, ejected really well. The rounds ejected fine out of it, and it really did perfect. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. And again, again, I'm going to suggest that if you like the classic revolvers, shop around. The auction sites have these. If you keep your eyes open and just check back periodically, and you know what you want and you know what you're looking for, and bid properly, you can get these for a very good price. So, basically the same or less than the current modern revolvers, if you will. Certainly less than the modern Colts or Smith and Wessons. Those are running $800-900 pop, right? And so these are very, very high quality, and I really enjoy shooting them. And as you can see here, I leave all mine with the original grips. You can get aftermarket grips, which will be more hand filling and make them easier to shoot. But I have other shooters, I have other practical revolvers, so to speak, that have the good, the better grips on them. This is more for me because of the nostalgia, the collectability, but I do shoot everything that I get. So, and I like leaving them as they were issued. Okay. And plus you can't lose the grips if they're on them, right? As we all know, if you get, if you take them off and you replace them, these can get lost, basically. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Again, if you like my reviews and you want to get a little more, get notified when there's other ones that pop up when I do get around to making them, please subscribe. And, of course, share this out if you want to share this information with your friends, family, or just other people. Appreciate that very much. Thanks again, and Happy New Year, everybody. Take care.